in thinking that it seems as though robots are a long way off being able to emulate humans and actually be self-aware and actually be intelligent?
I know progress is frustratingly slow, but I think it's accelerating, and it might surprise us, because once these different disciplines come together, you will have this robot that can think and feel and develop and talk to you sooner than we might think.
And let's not forget, there are so many areas in which robots are already way in advance of us in terms of their mathematical ability. And their ability to do certain physical tasks, like really quick movements and assembling things, you know. And so I agree with John. I actually think it's very exciting. I mean, you were, after all, sending a message to a robot and getting a relatively intelligible response, which is often not the case with me and my 4-year-old. So, you know, not bad.
Right, we need your help now to help us find the Gadget Show's Gadget of the Decade.
Yeah, what do you think is the gadget that defined the last 10 years? What is your gadget of the noughties?
This decade has, without a shadow of a doubt, been the most important ever in terms of how gadgetry has changed our lives.
The way we listen to music, the way we learn,
the way we socialise, the way we play,
the way we communicate, the way we shop.
Everything's changed, and to celebrate the last 10 years, we want to find what have been the most important gadgets of the decade.
And we want you to choose. Just go to our website at www.5.tv/gadget show. Click the Gadget of the Decade link and then vote.
It doesn't cost you anything, and we really want you to get involved, so go on, get online and make sure your favourite gets chosen.
Next up, it's time for a top 5, and as this is a future-gazing show, we thought we'd have a future-gazing top 5.
Yeah, and this is a really interesting one. It's the top 5 concepts, so the innovative ways that tech companies and research institutes come up with to use cutting-edge technology.
So here is Otis with a suitably conceptual Gadget Show top 5.
The everyday technology that we take for granted would have blown people's minds 20 years ago. But what will the future be like in 5, 10, even 20 years' time? This is the Gadget Show's top 5 future concepts. At number 5, it's bendy screens. Bendy screens have been made possible by a variety of emerging technologies, in particular OLED. Organic light-emitting diodes are lighter, thinner and more flexible than normal LEDs, which means they can be printed onto a flexible rather than a rigid base. So what does the future hold? Well, Samsung unveiled a working flexible OLED prototype this year. Nokia and Cambridge University have envisioned Morph, a smartphone which combines OLED and nanotechnology that you can wrap around your wrist. And Microsoft predict we'll be reading bendy screen e-newspapers by 2019. At number 4, it's the Energy Bracelet. The Energy Bracelet concept, an entrant in this year's James Dyson Design Awards, is a design for a portable charger for your phone and MP3 player. It straps to your wrist and uses the difference in temperature between your body and the world around you to generate voltage. You don't even have to be moving to charge it. You only need to be alive to become your very own rechargeable battery. At number 3, it's spatial computing. Keyboard, mouse, monitor. How 20th century to be chained to your desk. Computing is about to get a whole lot more physical. In the future, touch-based computing will make way for spatial computing. No longer will computers be confined to the desk or touch screen. With spatial computing, computers will project data into the world around us and will be able to interact with it using hands, feet, or any other appropriate body part. Remember Minority Report? Well, Oblong Industries are developing G-Speak, a real-life version of the gestural-driven display that the film is famous for. But going even further into the future, those clever chaps at MIT have demonstrated their sixth sense concept, a system that projects data directly out into the real world and then lets us manipulate it with gestures alone. At number 2, it's the pod car. The pod car, also known as Personal Rapid Transport or PRT, belongs to a transport system where all the cars are replaced by automated electric vehicles. You just hop in, pick your destination, and the pod car's onboard computer does the driving. Trials of the UK's first, the Ultra PRT system, will start soon at Heathrow Airport. But while the Heathrow system will rely on guide tracks to get from A to B, future pod cars will be smart enough to roam free in towns and cities. At number 1, it's Brain-Computer Interfacing, or BCI. Brain-Computer Interfacing is quite literally controlling things just by thinking about them. We've already experimented with BCI on The Gadget Show with Jason's Mindwriter.
Yes!
But that's just the tip of the iceberg. This year we've seen a mind-controlled wheelchair concept from Toyota, the debut of the multimodal Brain Orchestra, where virtual instruments are conducted by the performer's brainwaves, the amazing emotive EPOC headset, a sophisticated gaming peripheral that allows complete control of a game through thought alone, and ultimately there's this, the robot suit HAL, or Hybrid Assistive Limb, a robotic exoskeleton which uses skin sensors to amplify brain signals sent to the muscles and turn them into power-assisted robotic movement.
Right, time for another short break now, but after that, in our Gadget Show Flash Forward special...
Oh! Our challenge continues to build a brilliant bit of future tech right here, right now.
This is awesome.
And Otis gets a glimpse of the future of gaming.